He said he said something to her, caused her to slap him. I don't remember what he said. I think he tried to talk to her. Your goddamn spouse is never gonna say anything out, call you out your name for nothing stupid. If your goddamn spouse, I mean your husband, say something to you, word cursing you like that, you need to go back to God, because guess what? Guess who's gonna slap him upside the head? It's gonna be God. It's like, don't you ever talk to my girl like that. This is why it's taking so long, because God had to slap them upside the head a couple of times and be like, no, 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 no. I ain't letting you near her if you gonna start acting and talking like this. You better have your P's and Q's together, because she knows me. And the second you start acting a fool, I get one moment of notice from her. Guess who's gonna get slapped? Him. She slaps him and he knocks a bunch of stuff off the table. She feels threatened, so she's like, I'm out of here. She grabs her bag, her cat, and he is out the door. She goes back to her girl's apartment. Some of you, I'm going to say this, for some of y'all, love you enough to tell you this. You and your goddamn spouse will have arguments. You're going to have disagreements. That doesn't mean your relationship is over. It just means that he's processing through some things and you're processing through some things. You might have the moment where you'll say, I'm going to go sleep on the couch. And for those of y'all that know you are emotionally stringent, meaning mess with me during my period and find out. When you get pregnant, I've been warning y'all. Your pregnancy, you're going to have to be very careful. Because some of your first arguments may happen during that time. And you got to be careful about your emotions. Breathe through it. Because he'll come back and he'll apologize. Because once you pray about it, he's going to come back and he's going to apologize. And because this is a kind, actual, good guy, you will actually be able to cry on his shoulder and vice versa. Because he's never going to feel good about hurting you under any circumstances, whether it's just yelling at you about something that he was irritated about. If he needs to take the time to walk away, let him walk away. If he needs to take the time to leave the house for a minute, catch a breather, go take a drive and come back, let him do it. Pray for him while he's gone. When he comes back, it'll be okay. He'll come back, he'll apologize, make him some dinner, it'll be all right. But in some cases, and some of you have been in this relationship, I'm going to make an example of it. It's a woman whose ministry, I've seen it amongst the people I've listened to. I've listened to a couple of her words. She has some really good words, but I can't remember what her name is right now. But she was in a relationship with somebody the day she went and got baptized. She got a phone call that the guy that she was involved with was killed. Let me just say that. Hold on. Follow me. Just listen to the story right now. He was killed. She had been trying to bring him to God for the longest period of time. She always talked to him about God. He was always hanging around her house. They had a great relationship, her and her kids. I thought she was married to him, to be honest with you. But 100% great relationship from my understanding, but they ended up coming to a level of separation because the Lord told her to separate from this man. She separated from this man. He ended up, the day of her baptism, she gets a call that he was killed. Pause right there. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. So She goes to her girlfriend's house and she's sitting there, she writing. Now, when the guy is ordained to be with you, you have the skill that whatever it is that you do, it pulls on what they do. And some of you know that your skills are in alignment with your God ordained spouses. I had a spiritual experience with my spouse. I was writing something. And I also know that he writes stuff too. And can I say this? I can only say that it had to have been. I was writing down some emotional feelings I had. And I was like, man, I wonder what he would say in relation to this. When I say it was like I heard every word. It's like I heard it while I was writing. I was like, what? And I was like, I know that wasn't me. I'm like, I know that wasn't me. She was sitting there writing a song. He was working on producing the melody for the very song that she was writing. In the time she was writing it, he heard the melody while she was singing the song or writing the song. And he's literally playing it on the piano while she's writing it. This is how in alignment you are with your God ordained spouse. You are truly aligned like this. Hold on. Yeah, you are truly aligned like this. So when it comes down to it, she ends up finishing writing the song. The next day, she goes and she takes a walk and ends up going to his place. She wants to go pick up some of her stuff, but before she does, she sees what he was writing and sees their photograph together, and she's like, and she plays the melody and realizes it works with what she just wrote. Then she I'm gonna come back, hold on.